Hi Libras, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Welcome. This is your 2022 June astrology forecast. All right, let's start. I shared the screen over here, so I will be capable to explain for you and show the aspects that's going on in your life and what can you expect. As I said before previously, I always going to provide the negative and the positive manifestation, but of course we're going to try to pay attention on the positive, right? All right, so what's going to go on? Here is Mercury. Mercury going to go direct, actually, in Taurus, 26 degrees on June 3rd, in your 8th house. 8th house is belong from Scorpio. It is the house of transformation and all the taboos. It is a rebirth, the house of rebirth. It is the bank system, other people's money, sexuality, death, abortion, and as I said, all the taboos. And, Taurus is a fixed sign, a fixed earth sign, very stubborn. And Mercury over there belongs from Gemini and Virgo, who was those of those signs. And going direct in your 8th house, it means like something with, for example, even with an inheritance or some kind of surgery that was restricted for you can move forward. So for example, if you had some kind of surgery and the healing was really, it had to be, the recovery took so long because the surgery was maybe a major surgery. Right now with that Mercury moving forward, it's easier to get healed because Mercury belongs from an air sign. Air is easy. And actually on June 13, Mercury gonna go to its own sign, Gemini, so it's going to be a lot easier for you if you had that. Or it could be like, some kind of inheritance issues and you had to revisit and rewrite a will, inheritance, and, it made you crazy because it was a lot of work. But right now, everything is going to be eased up and, oh my God, okay, I finished it finally. And, it can go into the system and everything is moving forward with inheritances or wills or trust or whatever you done here. Okay, then let's see what else is going to happen. You have to check what kind of aspect Mercury makes and what houses does it rules for you. So it rules the 9th house Gemini and rules Virgo for you, the 12th house, right? 9th house is long distance traveling, older siblings, publication, 12th house is secret enemies here. So what could happen? So when Mercury is moving forward, actually, it could be like, all right, let's talk about those things. Let's talk about publication. Let's talk about long distance traveling. Let's talk about like secret enemies or hospitalization. So I know those kind of areas can come to, or art, because 12th house also rules arts. And you have that here. So what else can it do? Okay, so it's gonna make actually a sextile with Neptune, and Neptune rules 12th house and Pisces, and Neptune is in own sign, so it's very powerful in rulership, right? And it's gonna make a sextile over here. So it means like, when Neptune representing perhaps artistic work, because 6th house is work and health, or service for others. And actually Neptune is a planet of serving for others because it's for Pisces and the 12th house. So it means like, I'm going to be advocate for people who actually wrongful death, for example, or it could be like sexually abused, 8th house, it's abuse, sexual abuse. I'm going to unprivileged people and I'm going to be advocate for them, or I'm gonna hire them. For example, it could be anything with sex trafficked children, sexually abused children, or it could be something with alcoholic anonymous or drug abuse. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to put them back in rehabilitation and I put them back to the system so they can work again and they can start their life again. That's a good cause. It's nice. And then what else? So it's going to actually square Mercury with Saturn. And Saturn, a day after when Mercury gonna station direct, Saturn gonna station retrograde on June 4th. So in your fifth house is your creativity, fifth house is your children. So it could be like, all right, you know what? It's a square, Mercury, that is talking about something what was actually as issue with either children or insemination, because fifth house also representing children. Well, pregnancy, but usually eighth house is pregnancy, but Mercury, you have it here. So I'm going to go back and talk with my partner about I do want to have IVF or you know, something like that. And it's coming back. And you know, because it's a square, I mean, we don't necessarily agree in this topic with my partner. So I have to talk and talk and talk him in or her in this situation. But eventually the square could be a pushing point, a challenge, but could work on it and could come through. And then it could be also some kind of censorship. So for example, I had a creative project, but the creative project was around children. And then eighth house, for example, my project was about to writing, that's creative writing, about sex trafficked children or around about rape or about anything, you know, like alcoholism or abortion. Eighth house is abortion. And I cannot get censored. Saturn is like, I'm not letting you to talk about this. I am the governor. I go into, you know, censorship over here. So it could mean that as well. And then Mercury going to do a beautiful trine with this Pluto retrograde in your fourth house, Mercury, eighth house. I didn't get the loan before, but Mercury goes direct and Pluto retrograding back in your fourth house. You know what? I'm gonna get a loan, even with the APR getting high. Or I don't know all about in other countries, obviously, not everything about America. But you know, like, okay, I'm gonna get a loan and I was denied before, and that could move forward for you. So you are capable to buy a house. Okay, and Mercury here. Let's see. Yeah, so let's forget about Mercury right now. We're done with him. Let's move to Venus. Venus on the 11th going to conjunct with Uranus in your 8th house. And Venus is love and money. 8th house is other people's money or death. So it could be a quick exit of someone who you love, transition, unfortunately, or it could be something like weather-related issue, weather-related eighth house. And you know, Uranus in Taurus, it could be like some kind of devastating weather situation. It could create tornadoes. Uranus is the big wind, or it could be like shaking, you know, and it house rules volcanoes because it's Pluto. So it could be like, you know, some of you can lose someone, loved one during weather-related issues as well. But on the good term, Venus is love. And Uranus could be like, you know, I'm going to get unexpectedly alone. And that's why I'm capable to get the house that I was talking about. Or it could be like Venus is love, or sexual partner could give me actually a loan, or some kind of money, help me through paying off my debts. Or it could be like love, digital, oh, I know, digital currency. So ethos is investment, Uranus is digital world, and Venus could be money. So I invest in digital currency and it pays off there. So that's that. All right, whatever things gonna happen. June 14, we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius in your third house. And this full moon is a strawberry full moon. It's a super moon, and it's definitely the Sagittarius full moon also ending a cycle, but every full moon, but it is like some kind of Supermoon, when it's really close to the earth and, you know, really signifies, really put a lot of emphasis on the house that is attaching to. So it's your third house, it is your communication vehicle, it is short distance traveling, or a younger sibling, a younger friend who is like a sibling to you. So letting go of it could be like I'm cutting relationship with those people in the neighborhood. So I'm changing neighborhood. I'm done with this neighborhood. Or it could mean like letting go of them. I'm not talking to them anymore, but it's liberating me because it's pulled me down. I'm not connecting to those people anymore. Or it could mean also like I'm letting go of a vehicle because that vehicle doesn't serve me anymore. And it is also like shorter traveling. I had to commute a lot to work, for example, and my work and neighborhood going to change, go of my neighborhood. So I'm moving toward to the work, and I don't have to commute that much. So it's representing that as well. And you know, the sun is going to shine in your ninth house for a long time. So it's representing, okay, I'm going to pick up some kind of, you know, either a new religion, or I can go to a foreign country, for example, travel, have my summer vacation, but actually could be very spiritual, you know, like whatever. You can go to Peru, you can go to the Chinese war, something to see something which could be religion related in Israel, or some kind of religion related vacation for you. Okay, let's see what else is happening. June 16th, we're going to have Sun trine to Saturn retrograde. So here is Sun, it's gonna be here, and it's going to trine Saturn in Aquarius. So 9 and 5th house, 9 and 5th house. It's going to be like a really structure with my children. So, and it's going to be welcoming structure. So, you know, I always wanted to redirect my children or have some kind of structure with them, and make them sure I'm a loving person, but I'm still the authority for them. And it's gonna be well expected from them because it's a trine configuration. And then I go into, so 16th, it's also going to be the Sun going to square with Neptune 25 degrees. Neptune is in your 6th house and the Sun going to be the 9th house. So it could represent something with an employee, a situation with an employee. It could be some kind of fogginess, or, you know, it could be something like Gemini is talking, and the Sun, it could be like I hired that foreigner, but maybe they don't have papers. They lied about their papers, or I have an employee, or they employed me, but I don't have the papers, and you know, there is square, so there is going to be challenges about this situation. Or it could be like my employee is drinking or on drugs, Neptune, and I have to talk to them, and you know, like I can offer them a spiritual help or some kind of meditation or some kind of help, what is 9th house representing. Or actually I can give them, you know, Mercury, it could be someone who is helping them through community, a therapist. So I can help them with a therapist, try to help them with a therapist. Or just let them know, if you don't go to a therapist, then you're done, I'm firing you. That could be as well. On June 18, we have Venus and Saturn square, June 18. Here is Venus, June 18, gonna come up here, and Saturn squares, all right? So Venus is love, and it is your sexuality, your sensuality, it is also your investment. And with Saturn over there squaring, it's representing some kind of issues with your investment, right? And let me see, it's frozen, the computer. I hope I'm still on. Okay. And then on June 19, we have Venus sextile with Neptune. So here is Neptune, and Venus going to be here, and it's gonna make a sextile. So actually you're going to already solve the situation with that kind of issue, obsession, or drug or alcohol issue with your employees or employer. And it could be also like, you know, like Neptune and Venus in 8, money, and yeah, So you were creating some kind of art project and you needed some kind of loan, filmmaking or you know, writing a book or any kind of art project, Neptune. And then you are getting the loan or getting an advance for that kind of project. And then we do have June 21st, Venus Pluto. I was talking about that. June 27, Mars going to sextile with Saturn retrograde. So Mars is here and it's going to come up to your 7th house by the end and going to actually sextile with Saturn. So Saturn is anything completion and Mars is a very assertive and on go fiery energy. And 7th and 5th house, it could be like I have a really very good passion toward to an older male figure who could be my lover, or it could be like, and don't forget Saturn is in retrograde, so someone could come back to you who was a previous lover for you. And the passion is growing between you two. And then June 28th, we have the last aspects here. First of all, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer, 7 degrees, 23 minutes. And Cancer is here for you. So it's going to happen between, let me see, where is Black Lilith? What degree is in? And where is Ceres? So Ceres is 8 degrees, so 4, 5 degrees, 6 degrees is, yeah. So it's exactly between Ceres and Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is a mathematical point, but it is sexual desires, but it could be also fetishes, and it could be like without any guilt. And Ceres lost her daughter. So it's a fear over there losing something. So in the 10th house, the new moon could be like a new start of a job, right? But you are scared to give it up because of, oh, is it going to be, am I sure it's going to be purposeful and it's going to be great? So it's hard to give that kind of job up, even if it doesn't serve you anymore. And it's, you know, like the beginning is always a little bit harder. And then that new moon actually going to square with Jupiter, and Jupiter is in your 7th house. So you might not going to support it by your significant others. It is like, oh my God, you want to be top of the game and you will become a CEO, a leader. And I don't like that because you're not going to pay attention to me or spend time with me anymore. So yes, I think I was talking about everything, right? Yes, June 21st, I didn't say, but Cancer, the sun going to go to Cancer already on the summer equinox. So in your 10th house, that's again just confirming some huge change in your work, some new beginning in your work going to happen. So you can be promoted, you can become a CEO, you can become in a leadership. So I think I talked about everything right now. And you know what? If you liked my videos, please subscribe and push the like button for me. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, then please check out my website, which is www.urbanwitch.org. All right, guys. So my dear Libras, till I meet you again, have a lovely June. Bye.